folks know from back in November that Molson Coors, the big mega brewery, decided to shut down the original Leinenkugel Brewery here in Chippewa Falls after 157 years in business. And it's going to put 56 people out of work as they shift Leinenkugel production to Milwaukee. And there's nothing wrong, nothing against Milwaukee. It's, Miller and Leine's have a long relationship, so it's nothing about Milwaukee. It's just that they're shutting down the brewery here. They're keeping the Leine Lodge open, hashtag tourism, but they won't be brewing beer here on the scale that they have for, more than a century. Well, now comes word that the Leinenkugel brothers tried to make an offer to keep the brewery alive, but they were rebuffed. And as I tell you the story, I hope it hits you the way that it hit me. You're familiar with Tommy Boy.
Correct.
The movie.
Of
and
course.
What we always like in there, what we always like to see is that there is as they're driving around, there's all of these directional signs, including one that says Chippewa Falls. Chippewa Falls at 100 miles. As they try to save the Callahan factory in Sandusky, Ohio. Chippewa Falls now is Sandusky, Ohio. Molson Coors is Ray Zielinski, and the Leine boys are the Callahans. Because you see, Jake and Dick Leinenkugel approached Molson Coors requesting to hold confidential talks about possibly buying back the brewery that they sold to Miller back in 1987. And so now just to give you the quick history here, the Leinenkugels sold it to Miller. Miller, ran it just fine, but then Miller got swallowed up by SAB in 2002, by Coors in 2008, and by Molson in 2016. So it's now Molson Coors, this mega worldwide brewer.
Yeah.
So Molson Coors refused the Leinenkugel brothers' request. In a response to Dick and Jake, the mega brewery sent a letter that said, Leinenkugels has been, is that how you spell that? Guys, check that. Is it Leinenkugel? Yeah, Leinenkugel. Leinenkugel is an important part of our company, has been for nearly 40 years, and that's not changing. We're incredibly proud of Leine's, the many people in Chippewa Falls who built this brand into what it is today and will continue to be for years to come, a true Wisconsin beer beloved by people across the country. What they're saying to Dick and Jake is this: no, you can't buy back your own family name. Yeah. We own your name.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you reopen the brewery and make Leine's beer. We own the Leine's name. We're going to continue to make the beer without needing the Chippewa Falls facility anymore. In other words, Sandusky, Ohio, your factory is shutting down, and we're slapping the Callahan name on Zielinski brake pads because at Molson Coors, I make American beer for the American working man because that's what I am. As the great Dan Aykroyd put it, as Ray Zielinski. It hits you right between the eyes when you're like, oh my God, we're living something out of Tommy Boy. And Molson Coors, is based in Chicago, and I'm just very cautious. If you happen to see like a news van from the Chippewa Valley heading down toward the headquarters, don't go in the bank lobby, because there's a good chance there might be a fake robbery as part of a diversion. If you've never seen the movie, you're so lost right now. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly where I am right now.
Is that Jake Leinenkugel? Is he tied up in road flares? What's going on here?
Right? I just couldn't believe that.
Could Jake and Dick? Dick is his name?
Yeah, Jake and Dick.
Jake and Dick, it's could they start their own microbrewery again and start from scratch?
I would imagine they could do something like that, and they could call it, Jake's Beer, because Jake is like the great grandson of the original Jacob Leinenkugel, who started the brewery. Yeah. It's possible. This thing's not over yet. Mm-hmm. It's just that Molson Coors had a chance to just do the right thing to keep our little brake pad factory open, and said, nah, don't want to.
I mean, honestly, that's like they're no threat. They could buy the brewery, do their own microbrewing, call it something else, and it would be fine. And Miller wouldn't lose a dime.
No, that's just it. They could work out a revenue deal where it's like, here, you guys can be partners in this.
We'll rent the spot from you.
Right. Just let us save our little factory.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, don't want to.
No, we shall crush your dreams.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we're not getting rid of Summer Shandy either.
just another revenue stream.